Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily High on this first edition of the brand new 2025 year with your host, Matt McGregor and Tone Vays. Good morning, Tone. How are you, mate?
Morning, morning. I am good. Good. I'm still here in Miami. I don't use Twitter for like my outings, but those that follow me on Instagram or Telegram, I did lots of stories from Michael Saylor's New Year's party. It was awesome. I was even on their live stream, which is great. Had an awesome time. I wasn't supposed to be in Miami for New Year's. I had other plans in other countries, but you get an invite from Michael Saylor, you got to go.
You got to go, mate. What a contrast of your New Year's compared to mine. I can't tell you much about mine. It's very, very private, but needless to say, it wasn't very exciting. I did actually shave this morning, and I can't find a way to get this light to not make me look like I'm glowing in the dark because I haven't had a clean shaved face for quite some time. All right, we've got a short
Yeah.
show
Oh, and
today.
also, I can't wait. Like after the show, I'm going to be spending like 5 hours diving today and tomorrow. I'm getting my wreck diving certification to actually penetrate the wrecks. So it's like well, one step away from cave diving. Well, I don't think I'll go that far though.
Have you done a night dive yet?
No, not yet. I'm gonna do that next time. My next certification is gonna be night dive and deep diving. I'm doing it one at a time.
Getting it like 40 meters deep on a night dive is something else, dude. Something else.
Yeah, no, this is my new hobby, man. Like next time on the websites, it'll be come diving with Tom Base, and then we pick a location around the world or something.
Don't
Poker
torture.
and diving, poker and diving hangouts at for like 3 days somewhere.
Yeah, it sounds great, except for I can't play
Oh,
poker and
people
I've
are
got a
saying there's no sound. What?
we
No,
got
there's sound.
sound. We got sound. I got a massive deviated septum from boxing, so I can't equalize anymore, and I can't play poker. But I can give you charts. I can give you
Yeah.
charts, and that's what you're here for. So let's have at it. Uh, I'm just loading the 4 hour right now. Hopefully, we can turn some of these on. This is it. We're going to be a quick show tonight because Tone's going to go diving, but this is a really interesting dynamic that we're having right now. I'm long from 93 to 79, 10x long. Very, very happy with this trade. I've got the hottest hand in crypto right now, so I'm just going to keep rocking until until the music stops and I got to try and find a chair somewhere. But it's just been banger after banger. I'm I like it, right? I mean, it's hard to say if we're actually breaking out of this channel or we're just going to put in lower highs or whatever. It's very, 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 very hard to say because even as I expand the time frame, the channel is long and deep. Like this was all up. This is all part of the upside, and then this is all part of the downside. But look, we have broken some of these key moving averages. We've had bullish crosses. I really like the response that we've had. And obviously back on the 30th, when we put the lower close in, it looked really, really bad, but it hasn't the bottom hasn't fallen out. And it goes back to what I was saying last week's show. As I'm going to go into the settings just to do this again, put this modified lucid SAR a little bit deeper so you can see it. See that? This now it's at 88,000. This is really brilliant stuff because this is chasing the price and it's going to continually move up. So I'm still this is by the dip zone. We start to clear this green wave, which is the 200 simple moving average on the 4 hour, which would be fantastic to clear the 200, clear these local highs that we put in. We've got a real shot at breaking 100 again and kicking it off. I was the day before New Year's Eve, I was probably overly zealous on the price because we were up at 95 and then we came back down and I thought, oh man, it's faded. It's faded. I still had a good trade on that one. I was long on that, but I don't know. It didn't look very good a few hours ago, but I really, really like the recovery. To be honest, guys, I really, really like where we're sitting right now. Before I get off the 4 hour time frame, I'll have to mention the MRI swing bot, which is the MRI inspired bot. That's in its trade right now. That It's taken 2 take profits already, and it's looking really good. Like this is a no lose trade. Fantastic, right? So I hope this one can really kick off and we can stay in it for quite some time. When I go down to the 15-minute time frame, which I might as well just do right now, again, uh, Bangbox has just been. This is horses for courses type of you know bot at the moment, and it's like I like what we're seeing from Bangbox as well. That's the stop loss as it stands right now, but we got into the trade back at 94. Taking profits. Damn, looks really really good. We're still in the trade, and did that close that trade? I'm just looking at it now. Uh, it might have actually closed out this trade. I'll have to look into that. It looks like, according to this, it might have closed out the trade. Trailing stop, take profit. It has taken profit. So the trade is now closed on Bangbox. Another fantastic trade. So the links in the description below for the free trading bots. Get them both running, guys, because they're just set them and forget them. They look really good. Daily time frame. This is what we need to clear, and there's still an absolute ways to go. Tomorrow is going to be, hopefully, if we can close in this area or even slightly lower, it's fine. A green star candle on the daily. I would love to see this 7 simple moving average start to round the way it did. The way that this daily candle open, came back and retested the 7 simple, touched on the 7 simple, but is now caught beneath the 50. But the rounding of this 7 simple is really positive for me, as well as with the MRI count. I like the daily, but the weekly is the final. And by the way, just as I finish the daily, I really like that EXA cross. That's a banger right there. So that was a failed cross. This, from even a lower standpoint, I really, really like. I like that the EMA has now crossed over. I know you don't like the moving averages, but on the EMA, but we are above it, and we're coming back up to retouch 50 as it stands right now. The EMA looks really good on the daily, and even the Copic curve looks really good. This is rounding over, and it's making its way back up. It hasn't crossed yet. We've still got a few days to go, but a few things are starting to point to some really good signs here. The weekly is where we need to really focus on right now, because this came back up, and it's still below the 7 simple moving average. It came back up and almost touched to the dollar of the 7 simple, which is, well, like what Tone was saying all week about how like the breakdown will occur. It was on another time frame, I think, or and definitely other moving averages. The retest of the breakdown point, it can then roll over. So we're not out of the woods yet. But if we could actually get can clear the 7 simple moving average on the weekly, we are back to that point on Alpha Numerics where every single time frame is bullish because the price is above every single moving average across every single time frame. So that for me is really, really bullish. We're not there yet, but really good signs moving forward. Tone, I'm coming back to you right now. Just to recap, I'm bullish. I'm bullish on Bitcoin. Tone, what do you got for us, mate? Like and subscribe. Share it with your friends. Spread the word. Spread the love.
All right. Let me do a quick screen share. This is going to be a short show. I think even tomorrow will probably be a short show because there's very little Bitcoin. Well, I mean, there's stuff it can do to like alter things, but I think next week is when the Bitcoin is really going to find a direction. So this will be a quick show. As for the year-end numbers, these are year-end numbers. I mean, they might update a smidge. So probably later today, I'm going to lock these numbers in for ETFs. In Q4, we ended up with 190,000 Bitcoin purchased. You can see how BlackRock is completely dominating in both trading volume and in the number of Bitcoin held. The month of December added another 45,000 Bitcoin, and the month of December was not very eventful. In fact, the monthly chart of December was probably a doji candle. Let me check. 1 month chart. Yeah, so the month of December was actually a down month, and yet it added 45,000 Bitcoin. That is, I mean, I can make this sound awesome, and I can make this sound terrible, right? So 45,000 Bitcoin purchased, and the price of Bitcoin fell. I mean, what does that say? Like, what happens if there's actually selling pressure on these Bitcoins? I mean, the price can fall 70% at this point, right? So that's a very negative, in fact, having 45,000 Bitcoin and the price drops, and 45,000 Bitcoin was taken off the market. Now, that's the pessimistic view on it. The optimistic view on it, that's 45,000 Bitcoin that went into cold storage, which means now there's 45,000 less Bitcoin for anyone to buy, and it's stuck in these ETFs. So that's the optimistic way of looking at it. That if there's another, big wave of buying next month, this year, there'll be less Bitcoin to go around. So you can make the argument in both ways. Personally, I think it's strange the price of Bitcoin fell with 45,000 Bitcoin sitting in ETFs. Going back to what Tyler said, probably his most important statement ever. When you have to make a decision between two things, you always go with the most conservative option. That was one of probably his greatest trading advice ever. Always do the most conservative of multiple options. Those are the numbers. The monthly chart looks very, very bullish. And I'm still looking at the target of 120 to 125. Let's see, maybe we'll get there this month, but I will take the under on getting there this month. The weekly chart is on a negative MRI count. So until I get a green star candle on a weekly trend, there's not much I can do here, right? So there's nothing I can do this week. And if this week ends on a red 3 without a red star candle, and you get a red star candle if we come back down and close below 92.5, that's when we get a red star candle. I will be very bearish. But I can't not be very bullish this week. It's impossible. I would need a price flip, which is not going to happen. So next week, price flip is also not going to happen unless we rally all the way over 100. So it's going to take a while for me to get bullish on a weekly candle. But once the weekly candle has a green star, holy shit, am I going to be bullish into 120 and beyond? I just think it's going to take a few weeks to get there, maybe even 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. Could take a little while. Daily chart. So the daily chart is literally doing exactly what I said it was going to do, which is a rally off the lows into the death cross. We are at a very, very bad spot here. I am not bullish, guys. I know there was a nice rally this morning, but it's still multiple $1,000 short and multiple days short. We need to get over both of these moving averages. We need to be sitting above 98, and we need to be sitting there sustainably. We need to close there for a day, and we need to trade above 98 for a full day. It looks like we closed. We almost hit 98. We got to 97.5. We've now pulled back, but there's so much resistance here that when I woke up this morning, I'm like, oh man, I mean, it sucks for me because I exited my trades right after our show on Friday. So I did exit near the top of this Friday candle. Sorry, not Friday candle. The December 31st candle, the last day of the month candle. I exited near the top. We reversed at 10 a.m. to the downside, just like we expect on this channel every single day. And so I would have obviously been in better profit this morning and getting out at 10 a.m. instead, but I wanted to be in cash going into year end. I am not rushing into my bullish trades. There is a small probable chance I'll do it tomorrow, but it's a tiny chance, like a 10% chance I'm going to add. I'm going to sit in cash. I'll probably into next week. At least I need to see sustained closes over 98. Going to the shorter term look, here's the 4-hour chart. We broke this, trend line that we were under, but this trend line is now irrelevant. Again, the moving averages here aren't much. We're coming up on a 4-hour MRI top, if we even make it there. And that's another, opportunity to get out if it's not too late, because I just don't see the massive benefit of going long right now. You have so much resistance between current price and 98,000. I'd rather wait until 98,000 is sustainably broken to go long, or buy in a lower zone in the 80s. Matt?
This is, can you please go back to the 4 hour time frame for a second and just expand like the last, yeah. Have a look at that. Where do you think I got long for looking at that chart?
Um, where do I think you got long?
Yeah.
Well,
You know my time. You
well,
know
the
my one
MRI
six.
bot should have gotten long on the green star candle.
Yeah,
Knowing you,
yeah.
you probably would have looked at the 7 period moving average and got long on this red star candle, reversal candle somehow.
Right. 93,279 is where I got long.
Right.
It,
I'm
it,
assuming you got long somewhere on this candle.
right.
If I throw in if I change my moving averages, if I put in, I don't know, that's a 128. If I put in a 7, that's probably where it's going to be. Let me guess.
Right.
Yeah, right there.
Right. So I just wanted to call you on something you just said. Like, you don't see any point in getting long. I'm 33% up on this position. Do you know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah,
I
no, but I'm
I
not
hear you.
using 15-minute, 1 hour, or even 4 hour charts, right?
That's
Like I'm
right. That's right.
talking strictly my lowest denominated candle is the daily candle. And from the daily candle perspective, I just don't see any reason to go long right
And that's what I wanted to make the point is because on today's candle, tomorrow's candle might be a green star candle, which is above all those moving averages. It's a completely different look than it is right now, where we have had a bounce, come back and retested beautifully on those moving averages. I agree with you that on a macro look, when I'm just looking at that, that doesn't look bullish. That doesn't look bullish right there. But tomorrow, if we could get, let's say we got to that teal line or the turquoise line, as you'd call it, and had a green star tomorrow, that would look real good. Don't you agree?
now. If we get a green star candle tomorrow, I'm gonna be, unfortunately, will not look great. I hate seeing green star candles at the end of massive run-ups, right? So to get a green star candle tomorrow, we
Right.
would have to be above 98. And that means we've gone straight up for 5 days. And that makes me nervous. I don't want to see a green star candle tomorrow. I want to
Right.
see a pullback. I want to see the count go red again. And then I want to see a green star candle breaking the moving averages like sometime in the middle of next week at the same price as it would be tomorrow. But I don't want to see a green star candle tomorrow because tough decisions will need to be made. But if the green star candle shows up on, say, Wednesday or Thursday of next week, no tough decisions need to be made. It's just a straight
Right.
up long.
I'm the opposite. I want fortune to favor the brave, and I want there to be over $100,000 tomorrow, and then it's too late for everybody to get in because the move's been missed. That's what I want.
Right. So we're definitely a little bit different on that front. Let me go to the lower level time frames for you scalp traders out there. The 1 hour chart is being very, very volatile right now. As of course, we topped at 10 a.m. And the hourly chart gave you an MRI top, told you to, hey, take it easy. The green star candle allows you to get back in. This volatility probably takes me out of the short-term trade. But right now, I would also just sit in cash. On a 10-minute look, when did we top? Well, this candle is the 10 a.m. candle. Here we go again, right? So the market has a very, very volatile open, which is not surprising. It's the first trading day of the year. It's going to be volatile across all markets. The tone-based rule of trading, never trade in the first 15 minutes of market open or for an hour before that, actually. Those that have access to pre-market trading like futures, I never trade between 8:30 and 9:30, and then the 15-minute rule comes in. Never trade in the first 15 minutes of market open. That's a no trade zone. The most of money I've ever lost was during that time period. So right here at 10 a.m., I'm gonna actually go to a lower time frame. Like, when did we top? We topped at 9:55. By 10 a.m., we were already down a few $100s, and MRI top comes in. Not that that matters for this type of trade, and down we go. So obviously, 10 a.m. is another reversal, as it happens more often than it should statistically. And here we go down. Have we bottomed for the day? Maybe, maybe not, but I'm going back to the daily candle, and my daily candle tells me that we are in a no trade zone. My no trade zone is actually pretty wide. My no trade zone is between this cross. So I'm going to go all the way to 98. My no trade zone starts at there, and it goes all the way down to this, which would now be quintuple bottom. This is my no trade zone. For now, that can change. I can type in here somewhere. This is the no trade zone. I'm not gonna. I have to figure out how to type in here inside this box. So this is my no trade zone, and I'd rather buy above this trade zone on a green star candle, or I want to see us go lower and buy below this no trade zone on an MRI buy, whether it's daily, whether it's weekly. In a perfect world, it's a daily MRI buy inside a weekly MRI buy in the mid 80s, sometime at the end of January, early February. That would be my absolute perfect buy. I don't think we're going to fall low enough to reach the 128, but if we did, that'd be cool. And that's pretty much it for my views on Bitcoin. We are in a very good place in the cycle. The cycle should be topping between March of this year and October of this year. I'm leaning towards the back end of the cycle for a top, but could be anywhere. Oil is probably my most bullish asset right now. Like, this is the kind of green star candle I want. I want there to be a defined low. I want price to get stuck down there. I want to see a nice consolidation with a green star candle breakout. And we are close to breaking the prior swing high. So this green star weekly candle on oil, as I said, probably a few days ago, or hopefully a week ago, oil is setting up for some nice bullish runs. Gold is looking great as well. Again, another green star candle that I like. This didn't go crazy amounts to the upside to reach the green star candle. This is only the second day of a bull run, and it's now a green star candle. So gold is looking very good for a bullish trade. We're still in a little bit of a danger zone here, but a bullish trade on gold is certainly reasonable right now. What about the S&P? Well, the S&P is in the same shitty position as Bitcoin. It is sitting at a one. Well, that's not actually a pullback. 1, 2, 3 supports of this 5,875 area. The moving averages are about to cross over. Once the S&P goes below this number, it's probably going to fall quite a bit. So we got to be real careful here. S&P, just like Bitcoin, is in a no trade zone. Either we got to clear both moving averages, or we got to break down below the support level. As long as it's in between them, I see no reason to enter a trade using daily charts or higher. Weekly chart, also not looking very bullish. We got a red star candle coming in. Let's see if the red star candle holds. And that is about it. The interest rates. Oh, what happened? Where's my charts? Where's my yield curve? What is happening here? Shit. There it is. Okay. There's the yield curve. I'm actually not sure if it's still inverted. I'll take a look at that later. And that's it. Here's IBIT. IBIT, we always look at max pain just to have an idea of where we're expecting IBIT to close tomorrow. And no surprise, it is sitting right at max pain once again. Max pain is 54.5. I think it'll rise to 55 maybe. We'll see. And looks like max pain is sitting at 54, 55 for the foreseeable future until options markets have more liquidity. So something to keep in mind. We are currently sitting right at max pain, which is not surprising either. All right. And on this note, I got to pack up my gear and head off to go diving. Just bought a new toy. I bought all of this. I spent like $2,000 on equipment, like right before I came down to Miami, because I'm coming to Miami. I've never dived in Miami yet. And this is a chance to go wreck diving. Here is my new toy, the Shearwater Peregrine TX, which integrates with your air tank to tell me how much oxygen is in my in my tank right on my wrist. This is great. This is $1,000 toy, and the wetsuit, and a few other gear. I left my mask and fins and stuff in Panama. I didn't think I'd go diving here, but yeah. So I'll have to rent those from the shop. All right,
Uh,
guys.
I'll
Matt,
send
close
you
us out.
I'll send you a picture in a minute of all the stuff that I used to have. All right, so
Oh
this
yeah, that's another toy. I heard this is a good company. So
yeah.
whoever is watching this, I know there was like a couple of dive shops that watched this. One of them is actually in Honduras, Trio Dive Shop. So there you go. You can tell me if my gear is worth it. I'm probably overspending on gear, but you know what? It's not exactly walking down the park. This is a little bit of a dangerous activity,
Yeah.
so might as well get some good gear.
All right, I just wrote a note here. The summation of the show is Tone is taking the wise advice from Tyler, which was something to the effect of when presented with two options, choose the most conservative option. And then my words of wisdom are fortune favors the brave. So we'll see which one pans out in tomorrow's show. Thank you for watching us. 2025 is going to be a big year for all of you watching. And I can't wait to be there with you. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow.